And we are back, broadcasting live and direct, right here at the 25th anniversary of Out on Film. This is Meak Productions Syndicated Shows, and this is the CEO of the world's first LGBT exclusive talent agency and production company, Miko Evans, in the building once again. And we're doing a lot of interviews. We got both audio coverage as well as video coverage right here. So we're so happy that you all are actually tuned in with us. We are just so excited. We're actually here on Sunday, and this is actually the 4th day of our Out on Film, and we've been here since the beginning, and it has been tremendously awesome. I have sitting next to me a husband and wife team who, they are the bomb. They are the bomb. Mr. Gary Ploski and Miss Alyson Berman is in the building, and they had a actual short that was a part of the women's shorts that was on Saturday around 1:00 p.m. and they had a wonderful, wonderful short called Quiet Deluxe. I just got through viewing it. It is so awesome. It is just so inspiring, you all. I just love the whole message around it. And I love the surprise at the end. I love the surprise at the end because it's like you wasn't expecting one of our seniors to actually come up and actually be the person that she would be talking to, sure. You know, and everything. So I just love the concept about it. Tell us about the inspiration behind creating Quiet Deluxe.
Sure. So we... both of us wanted to do something for the first time together. We've been trying to figure out for years how to take a lot of our interests and put it together into a project. Mm-hmm. There's a project called the 48-Hour Film Festival that allows people to create something out of nothing in 48 hours. Mm-hmm. You've got no script, you've got no actors lined up, you've got nothing. Wow. And so we did everything that we possibly could, as in tentatively have people ready. Mm-hmm. We went down to start this project, and the way it works is you pull a genre out of a hat. We pulled sci-fi.
Oh, okay.
And then they give you 3 things, a character, a prop, and a line of dialogue. Okay. Called a Valley, and she and a...
my co-writer, Alex Sametz, and I started getting to work on, okay, we need a concept, we have tonight to do it because it's Friday, and obviously Saturdays for shooting, Sundays for editing, because you have one weekend to do it all. So we were a little nervous with sci-fi, and the production company that Gary and I started flipped me over. We really want to focus on social issues, so a way to bring attention to various things that interest us and that we care about. So, and LGBT issues was one of the things that we were really interested in exploring. So,
and bullying came out really nicely with the family issues in terms of how brothers and sisters or just siblings treat each other. So it really just all came together. And also, we're big fans of sci-fi and Doctor Who.
I will say, for any Doctor Who fans out there, it was a bit of an inspiration for the sort of time thing that happened.
So if you follow the David Tennant years, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, it's kind of how Quiet Deluxe works.
Wow. That movie, just that short alone, I was just so into it, because it's like you wanted to find out, okay, she's picking up this typewriter, and I know I think that's what intrigued her first, the fact that she picked it up, and I think she wanted to, I'm like, let me play around with it, but she did not expect it to just start typing by itself.
I mean, who would? You're sitting in bed, and all of a sudden, what's that noise? Oh, it's the typewriter what was in the garage that looks like it's broken. But wait, it's typing.
Yeah, and I know, and it came right after, she had like a brief spout with her sister, if I'm not correct.
That's correct.
And she was a little bit, not too cool with the way that she was handling her sister and stuff. So, so that sort of kind of portrayed like the teasing and the bullying slightly that goes on even within the family, who are not, don't always agree with a person's life or lifestyle or what have you.
Yeah, Caitlin, who plays the older sister, when she asked me about the character, said, what is she? Who is she? And we discussed it, but in general, she's the popular, kind of all about the looks sister, and her younger sister just isn't that. She has a very different lifestyle, has a very different approach, and is stuck not knowing how to get out of the house, find her way, and her sister just keeps beating her down. It's hard the way she talks to her. I mean, it's awful language.
Matter of fact, awful gestures too, because I saw when her sister was getting on the bike, and we're not telling the story, you have to see it, but okay, you gonna shoot a bird? Really? At your own sister? Really? And I'm like, okay, you know, that wouldn't have been us because you would have got slapped. But anyway.
Hey, but look how cool she is, though. Look what she just got into.
Yeah,
she just got into a really nice car, and her sister's on a bicycle. So she's all about the appearance of being cool, and yet her sister's just making her way, doing her thing.
And I think that's the whole message about, you know, regardless of what your situation is, I think that was what was so powerful in that 8 minutes, is that regardless of what your situation is, whether it comes from, because most things start from in the home, but if you're growing up in a situation that's in the home and they're not supportive, you still have to be who you are. And I think that's what the main character, that's what she showed. She still pressed on, and I said, this is who I'm going to be. And it's like she was able to finally find someone through that invisible typewriter, as I call it, that she was able to finally find someone to connect with, even though it was from a different time, but she was able to be inspired and encouraged to just keep going on and moving on to the next day.
And I think that, you know, part of it being, you know, one person's in 1947, one person's in 2012, and yet the issues are completely the same. You know what I mean? So you know, it's still happening today, not being accepted, families, friends, society. So that's something, but it really takes, I don't know, Gary's not a huge fan when I say this, but I sort of think of this as a bit of a, it gets better video, you know what I mean? Like you have, you know, an older person who, now she's got someone, hey, my family doesn't accept me, but now there's this person who I can talk to. And I do feel a bit bad for Janice because she had to live her whole life without, she only had like the hint of a person back, and then she had to go the rest of her life. But for Olivia to have someone that she can talk to, that one outlet can change an entire life. So just one supportive person can make all the difference and turn things around.
I actually think I like the way of describing the short film that way, because when I say it's an It Gets Better video, but it's narrative, people now know what that means. And they look at me and go, oh, well, how did you do that? And they want to see it. So I think it's a perfect description of the short.
Because that was the same thing that I had made mention of when we did our actual special episode during the time when the whole teen suicide issue was going on during that year. And one of the things that I always encourage many of our LGBT elders is that, you know, we didn't have anybody to encourage us growing up. We had to deal with it all on our own, especially if you grew up during those times, you know what I'm saying, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and even partially the 80s. We still was going through a lot of struggle. And in particularly if you was in areas that was like in the Bible Belt and in these like strong conservative areas, it was very hard. And so to see that elder come to the doorstep and then she it's like the main character just realized who she was. She was like, that's you. And it's like she automatically felt it without even saying anything. It's like she felt it. You know what I'm saying? That was just so beautiful. I just love it.
Thank you. To be perfectly honest, probably the first 5, maybe 6 times that we watched it in bed, the two of us were like, I'm just teary watching our short film. It's so good. And of course, you know, it's yours, and you think, well, I like it. I think it's really good. But you have no idea how other people are going to respond to it. So we lived in that moment because we thought, wow, we really like this. This is great. We created something that we connect to. Now let's put it out there and see what happens. And fortunately, you know, other people are picking up the film and showing it, like at this amazing festival. Wow. And it's being enjoyed by other people too. So
I was slightly worried that people weren't going to get the LGBT thing, despite, you know, the only thing that's said about that is the insult the sister says to Olivia. And then after that, it's all like speaking in code between the two girls, and it's never actually said. So, but then we had certain test people who I won't mention. I was like, okay, if they get it, then we're in the clear, and they did. So we were okay.
How has the response been actually by you all being a husband and wife team, being heterosexual allies, which is beautiful because we don't see enough of straight allies with our community to actually take on a project like this? How has the response been as our straight allies to our community?
You know, in the area that we live, I mean, a lot of our friends are people who worked on the project, were part of the LGBT community, so while I'm not going to say who on the, you know what I mean, who is what on the team, but yeah, so we certainly, our team did have a more diverse experience.
Wow.
So Gary and I headed the project, and you know, him as a director, me as, I was actually the voice of Janet too, but
wow,
yeah.
Cool, yeah.
You know, we live in New York. It's sort of
Just outside the city.
I know, it's expected. Gary works at Sarah Lawrence College. I went to SLC. It's a very much, sort of like
inclusive.
It is. So it's not really, it's more just like, oh, cool. That's sort of a.
That said, this was our first LGBT fest that we've actually had a chance to attend.
Congrats.
So, yay.
Wow.
Seriously, and more people need to attend, and especially not just straight people, women.
Yes.
I'm seeing a huge lack of women here, and there are so
Yes.
many amazing films. So
Yes.
ladies need to come on out.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Y'all heard that, right? This is from a straight ally now. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I walk in and I see all of these guys in the audience, and I think to myself, well, this is normal for a festival when I go to other fests, but I'm wanting to see more women at festivals. But again, one of the fests that we went to, just 15 minutes north from where we live, the response was fabulous.
Wow.
And what was interesting was the teenagers
Yes.
really liked the film.
Yes,
And they came up to me after the film and they said, yours was my favorite piece, a number of them. And I told Allie this afterward, and the both of us are reeling from the fact that teenagers like the film. Everyone knows once you leave the world of teenage lifestyle, you lose any credibility in it because you don't know the language, you don't know the culture anymore. I haven't been in the teenage world for a while, so I don't know how they speak to each other. But emotions are emotions, and fears are fears, and they connected with them. So it was really great to see teenagers connecting to it. And here we're experiencing a very different demographic, and it's equally exciting to see someone that has been through this on their own and has gotten to the adult place and has found a confidence in themselves, and they're reacting very positively to the film. So that's equally exciting to see and hear. So I guess I could say this festival and this experience at an LGBT versus a non-LGBT, it's consistent in that it's been positive. Yay.
I can just let you just go on and on because I'm just so proud of you all. I really do appreciate for you all just being inspired and taking the time to create a film like this because it's very much needed. Are there any plans to get this more out into the school systems, actually?
Well, something really exciting just happened, actually, which I'll let Gary say. A festival in India accepted. It's a children's short film festival that travels, but they're also they opted it for their in-school program, so it's going to be shown in India.
Did you hear this?
Did you hear this, y'all? Oh wow!
We've
Congrats.
submitted to about 30-something festivals since we polished it and said, okay, we're ready to go. So we're going to keep sending it out there and look at schools now that we know that some schools are going to be interested in it.
And actually, the Portland, it actually played at the Portland Lesbian and Gay Film Festival, and it's in the youth program, and is playing at the Rochester Youth Program.
Wow.
So for their LGBT fest in a week or two. So that's nice too.
Wow. I am just, congrats again. Oh, wow. I'm just so excited. You all just don't know how, amazed I am as with the message, with everything that's happening with you two. What's in store for the future outside of this project? What other future projects are you going to be working on?
Well, we have a piece that we're tentatively calling Unemployed Tin that will deal with, it is a dark comedy.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So nothing. This film, the Quiet Deluxe, is certainly not a comedy, but this deals with because again we want to bring attention to issues. So this deals with the animal overpopulation issue. So between 3 and 4 million dogs and cats are euthanized every year because there aren't enough homes. So dealing with that as a topic.
Wow, that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, we, as Ali was saying, Flip Me Over is a production company geared towards raising awareness. Not many people are very aware of how many animals are put to death on a daily basis because they're just in kennels. They're in. So you think, oh, well, I'll go get a dog. I'll get a cat. Why don't I go to the breeder? Well, all of these other animals who are sitting there waiting to be rescued, what happens to them?
Wow.
So just to educate everyone and let them know what's happening and start the dialogue. The same with Quiet Deluxe. We wanted to start a dialogue and just to get out there and talk with people. There's no one silver bullet to resolve any of these issues, but at least it keeps it in the modern culture, keeps it in the media,
so that we won't be regressing back to the olden days, okay? Because we got to stay progressive. We got to make these changes and stuff. Once again, congratulations to you both. I would like to say personally that I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank the creator of the Omniverse for you and your inspiration and your creativity. It has been truly awesome to be in your presence.
It is. Can I let some other, do you have any listeners in California?
Yeah, it's cool.
So if you are near the Sacramento area and you've heard of a film called Cloudburst and you plan on going to see Cloudburst, I am incredibly excited to say this. We will be opening the festival, which is just before Cloudburst. So it's Thursday night. So we are actually opening just before Cloudburst in Sacramento. It's amazing.
Awesome. Wow.
So if you're there, please reach out to us. We're at flipmeover.com, and you can see the teaser there. So we do have a teaser of the short, and please tell us if you love it, if you hate it, if you want to see more of something. We're out there. We love the media, and we just want to hear people.
And we are going to actually continue to support them once again. Please check them out. That's what, flipmeover.com?
That's right.
Flipmeover.com. Are you also on Facebook and Twitter and all of that?
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha. So I'm definitely going to be adding you all. Definitely. Okay.
Cool.
So once again, we're going to go ahead and take another brief commercial break right here on this Sunday at the 25th anniversary celebration of Out on Film. Congrats to them once again. Please, you still have time to come and get your photo ops with a lot of the filmmakers that are here. You also still have time to get your tickets. You can also go online and purchase them at outonfilm.org. Once again, that's outonfilm.org, and you can also purchase them right at the location at the Midtown Arts Cinema. We're going to take another commercial break. When we do come back, we have more with Meak Productions Syndicated shows live on location, so stay tuned.